Welcome to Tuesday night version of End the Simpademic. I'm Jason coming at you here. I want to discuss something really, a simple concept that's been talked about a lot out there on TikTok and YouTube and other social media, and that's about men finding their peace. And what does that exactly look like? And I will tell you what it looks like from my particular angle. For most men, being having our peace means that we do live on our own. Sorry, getting a little itchy here, but we live on our own and we come home. I come home to a quiet apartment. It's my own place. Um, I live in the Twin Cities exurbs, and it's quiet out here. I'm quite a ways from either of the downtowns. I don't even have to go all the way to the city when I'm in at work. I have a hybrid schedule, so it's 1 week in the office, which is kind of in this area of the suburbs, and I get to spend half my time working from here. And just having a peace is very important to me. I'm by myself. I have 1,000 square feet to myself. I was intending on having my now 19-year-old daughter live here part-time, but she's 19 and she can make that decision herself. She doesn't have to stay here. And so there's nobody else to try to make happy. There's nobody else to satisfy. There's nobody else to worry about. I do worry about my daughter sometimes, but she's physically with her mother and by her own choice and by her own decision. And so that is something that I get to live a very quiet lifestyle in a small, again, an exurb of the Twin Cities. That it's not a suburb. It means it's a little further out than that. We have some considerable space between us and the suburban ring out here, and it's an apartment complex. It's what you would expect in an apartment complex for the most part. Interesting character, interesting mix of neighbors, obviously, but nobody really makes a ruckus around here. The nights are very quiet. The most disturbing thing that's happened here was somebody had committed suicide, and it looked like they had been dead in their apartment for a couple of weeks. Obviously, no harm to anybody, although I guess it did cause quite the stench down there. It's on the other side of the building from me, so I didn't have to experience it personally. But I come home every day, get onto my social media. I have all the Wi-Fi I could ever need. I have YouTube TV, so I don't even have cable. So my phone is my TV. And I can kind of carry on my evenings however I want to. I do DoorDash deliveries for a little bit extra cash out here in this smaller town. And I enjoy the nice, quiet country drives that I usually get out here. It's peaceful in its own right, and I pursue my personal faith. And what this has enabled me to do is to pursue growth in my professional career, pursue growth in my personal faith, and pursue growth in every other way imaginable. It's quite honestly a very calm and peaceful life. And men value that a lot. We value that a lot. We don't like to come home to a woman nagging at us. We don't like to come home to chaos. And some women are very good at creating chaos. Fortunately, I've never had one of those myself, but there's quite a lot of that out there. Women who really can't, chaos and drama are kind of like oxygen to them. And so getting away from them for a lot of men does provide the peace, and the stark contrast is such a relief to them. And so when we talk about men finding their peace and having their peace, this is what it looks like and this is what it means. I get to enjoy it. I get to turn my air conditioning and heating to whatever I feel comfortable doing. I get to go to bed whenever I want to. I get to I get to go down to the lake and I get to go down to the park whenever I want to too. And I can eat wherever I want. I can don't have to make that. If I make that decision, I'm making it for myself. Not worried about having to make anybody else particularly happy, and that's what peace is. And it's a wonderful life to have. And pursuing, chasing, or simping for women is not peaceful. You don't get a peaceful life by worrying about that type of stuff. I've stopped being really super concerned about that a long time ago. And yeah, I mean, I'm definitely open to it someday. I think it would be phenomenal, and I think it would be wonderful. But I'm looking for a woman who will also allow me to also live. It would be a different kind of peace, but it would still be peaceful. And to most of us men, that is extremely important. That is absolutely crucial. To have a woman who makes your life easier, not harder. And simping and chasing, if you're chasing somebody, they're running. That's all that means. And if you're doing these types of things, you're creating a stress in your life that is unnecessary. So if you're doing that, find a way to stop. That's all I got to say. The peace is absolutely worth it on the other side. So that is my little diatribe for tonight. I'm going to call it very simple. What is peace to a man? And I think I've just described it, and it's, quite frankly, pretty darn awesome. Leave it at that. I will talk to you guys later, tomorrow, hump day version.